Explain to me what's an in knocked. The officer said suspect 1 stated that victim 1 had in knocked on her door.
Nigger knocking.
Yeah, what is that?
Going and knocking on a door and running. And
But why is it
running.
nigger knocking?
That's what.
Why isn't it Caucasian knocking? Why isn't why isn't it Caucasian knocking? Why isn't Asian knocking? Why isn't some other knocking? Why is it called that?
No, that's just.
Whoa, did you catch that? She just asked why it's called unknocking and not Caucasian knocking or Asian knocking. This moment just jumped from a prank to a race debate in 0.2 seconds. What do you think? Is this just street slang or something deeper?
The way they say it.
No, that's the way you say it because that's what you said.
I don't know what else to tell you.
No, I'm just trying to figure out why.
Not,
Why would
not
you
like
call
a
it
race.
that?
It wasn't to be racist. The kids just kept knocking and knocking on my door, constantly doing that to me. They live upstairs. I did not touch this kid, and I really don't even want to sit here and plead to say that I did.
Oh, you can go. We can have a jury trial.
I don't want to do that because he says that's not the best thing to do.
No.
I just lost. Look, I lost a child. My son was 19 years old, was murdered just 2 years ago. I'm under a lot of stress already, so I'm just trying to get out of this and get it as easy as
Just what?
I'm just stressed out enough.
Mhm.
All right.
The court is calling 2025 CR 001146 State versus Cynthia Deno. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Rick Boehner for the state of Texas. Yeah, Jeffrey Martinez for defendant.
Applicable. A true bill of indictment means a grand jury found enough evidence to formally charge the defendant. So yes, this is the real deal. No more just a misunderstanding. Stage.
And are you Cynthia Deno?
Yes.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Yeah.
I got it right. Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Deno, did you review the document entitled Application
Yes.
for Community Supervision or Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, state will be reducing this charge to a misdemeanor ODI and will proceed with that charge.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Deputy Laura, Deputy Mejia, can you move them to that other end? All right, we're back on the record. Ms. Deno, did you review the court admonishments with your...
Here's the catch. Even if you agree to a plea deal, the judge doesn't have to follow it. So when the court says you can withdraw your plea, that's not a courtesy, that's legal insurance.
attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is anywhere from up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Oh, you didn't understand that part? Well, so let me explain to you. And then if you don't understand, let me know. I'll help you and your attorney discuss it. So you're entering into a plea bargain agreement with the state. You understand that part? Whatever agreement that you have worked out with the state, I don't have to follow that agreement. So let's hypothetically say they want you to have probation. If I were to tell you, I'm not going to give you probation, I'm sending you to jail, then you can withdraw your plea.
Okay.
Because I have not followed your plea bargain agreement. Now, the conditions for the plea bargain agreement, that's something the court gets to decide. You understand? So if for some reason I don't follow your plea bargain agreement and I try to give you more than what you've bargained for, then you get to withdraw your plea and it can't be used against you if you decide to go to jury trial. You understand? And by that same token, if I don't follow your plea, then what can end up happening if you withdraw your plea, then the state can say, okay, we're going to have to go to jury trial. We're going to go to jury trial. And maybe they won't be going to jury trial on a Class A misdemeanor. They'll be going to trial on the injury to the elderly. Not maybe, that's what they'd have to do. You understand? All right. Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into this plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
All right. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason you were to violate your conditions of probation, I could revoke you and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail? Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Ms. Deno, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
Notice this moment. She says the alleged victim has already assaulted her twice. But the court shuts that down fast. Why? Because today's case is only about this one incident. Everything else, legally irrelevant for now.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury. There's a $500 fine. The state is recommending deferred adjudication, and there's no contact with several people. And there's a Samantha with a question mark by it.
Ms. Jones prepared this. I don't know why I did that.
Do you understand that to be your plea bargain agreement?
Yeah, but that lady actually has already assaulted me twice at my
All right, so here's the thing. The only thing I'm looking at today is once I've gone over the admonishments for you and what your rights are, then what will end up happening is the state will present evidence, and then I'll make a decision on whether or not that evidence is sufficient to find you guilty. If I find that the evidence is not sufficient to find you guilty, then I'm going to find you not guilty and say that the state didn't prove its case. However, if there's something else going on between you and this other person, that is not before this court today. That's something else. So what I've just read to you, did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, sir.
State?
That is a plea.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, there been such motions?
No.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 6 months. There be 30 hours of community service restitution, TAP evaluation, follow recommendation, sober meetings, random UAs, and anger management. Did you understand that those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense of assault, bodily injury as a Class A misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, defense has no judge.
All right, and state, have you spoken with the complainant?
We have.
All right, thank you. State, you may be excused.
We are.
All right, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
In all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We would like to.
All right, explain to me what's an in knocked? That's in the, that's in the police report. The officer said suspect 1 stated that victim 1 had in knocked on her door.
And
I
they
think
knocked on their door trying to.
No, I'm asking.
she constantly
No. What is an in knock?
nigger knocking.
And now, the emotional gut punch. She reveals her son was murdered just 2 years ago. Suddenly, this isn't just about a prank gone wrong. It's about trauma, grief, and a system trying to thread that needle.
Yeah, what is that?
Going and knocking on a door and running.
But why is it nigger knocking?
That's what.
Why isn't it Caucasian knocking? Why isn't no? Why isn't it Caucasian knocking? Why isn't Asian knocking? Why isn't some?
When asked the race of the complainant, she fires back. Everyone's Hispanic. You can feel the frustration boiling over. But the judge, not having it, and when intoxication is brought up, things get even messier. Do you think she's being treated fairly here?
They're knocking. Why is it called
I
that?
don't know, that's just the way they say it. I
No,
mean,
that's the way you say it because that's what you said.
That's what that's basically, I mean, all right. I don't know what else to tell you.
No, I'm just trying to figure out why.
It's
Why would
not
you
like
call
a
it
race.
that?
It wasn't to be racist. The kids just kept knocking and knocking on my door, constantly doing that to me. They live upstairs. I did not touch this kid, and I really don't even want to sit here and plead to say that I did.
Oh, you can go. We can have a jury trial.
I don't want to do that because he says that's not the best thing to do.
No.
I lost a child. My son was 19 years old, was murdered just 2 years ago. I'm under a lot of stress already, so I'm just trying to get out of this and get it as easy as
Just what?
I'm just stressed out enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, do you want a jury trial?
No, I don't. I just want to get this over with. Do the probation,